A fishing legend in his own mind. Here's Rick Jordan.
Top of the morning. Beautiful day, I think.
Well, yeah.
Unless you go somewhere where it's not.
Haven't you been outside?
I was briefly. Ran from the car. No, house to car, car
I gotcha.
to studio.
Well, it's going to be very hot. We could see record-setting temperatures inland today, but not near the lake.
Tell me about the winds, because there's a lot of anglers.
Well, today the wind's going to be very light. Easterly, maybe 5 to 10. But tomorrow, when you got that big tournament going on, it's going to be pretty windy.
How pretty?
East winds 10 to 15, gusting to 25 tomorrow.
Holy buckets.
But then the lake is what? Island Lake? That's inland?
It's got a lot of islands.
Okay, maybe that'll help. All right.
So
maybe Russ has more and more info.
I bet he does. Is he there?
Yeah. Oh, I hope so. Russ, you there?
I am indeed.
He is indeed.
Good morning. I forgot that the ALS tournament was this tomorrow until I drove by Charleston's Bait and Tackle.
Yes, and they're going to be really busy tomorrow because people are going to be buying minnows galore, and we've noticed a big influx of people coming in because we have a tournament on the river, too. So we have the MTT tournament. So there's a lot of tournaments going on. Getting ready for Jaws in a week, and just different things piling in. Captain's Platter's coming up. And busy summer.
Okay. Island Lake has lots of islands to hide in, and if we're down on the river, I'd motor up to the dam and hide behind that big thing.
I guess there's lots of places to hide a little bit here or there, and you just have to figure out where that wind is coming from and get in the lee of it. Or if you're good at fishing, maybe you just go with the wind and do a lot of casting and stuff like that. There'll be a lot of smaller boats out in Island Lake, so we were talking about it yesterday, and they'll find places to get out of the wind and hold the boat. And most boats today have trolling motors that have spa lock in them, so it'll be okay. It's going to be the travel to and fro that'll be the tough one. So I was reminding the young kids that are going to be, there's some younger kids going to be fishing in the tournament this year at Island Lake, and I reminded them that if they're going with the wind, they need twice as much time to come back. So plan accordingly, So it's going to be an interesting one. We've had a lot of wind this year, and a lot of east wind, and it's affected things as far as days to go. But fishing overall has been wonderful. So, that's what you get sometimes with the late spring. You
are right. My son and I have been on Island Lake in that wind because he's out of town. He drives up here. He says, "Let's go fishing. Let's go fishing." It's 50-mile-an-hour winds. But off we go, and we get very wet until we find that spot behind an island. Are there fish there? Maybe. Are they out in the wind? Maybe. But one thing that we noticed right away was the trolling motor holding it in the wind. The batteries discharge quickly.
Yeah, if you have to go to a higher speed and you're in spot lock, those batteries are working really hard. So you got to make sure you have enough juice, make plans accordingly. People with lithium batteries have it a little bit easier because those batteries last a lot longer. One thing to remember is if you have a brushed trolling motor, this is not necessarily an older one, but just one that still has brushes, it's not brushless, and you have a lithium battery and you're running that thing up on high to hold it in place, we see a lot of motors coming through, and it melts those brushes right off that armature. So because those brush motors are wanting to be run by a wet cell that gets less juice and less juice all the time. When you run at full juice the whole time, the motor gets hot. Brushless motors are different. Brushless motors don't mind being pushed. So keep that in mind. If you've got an old motor or you bought a new motor that's got brushes and you because I asked this question to everybody, are you going to go to a lithium battery? Yeah, next year. Well, then you probably don't want to buy a brush motor. Well, I don't run high speed, not at low speed. Well, okay, but I'm just telling you ahead of time that if you get in that point where you're fishing big water and it's windy and you run all day, that motor's going to quit.
Well, we almost need a temperature sensor on there.
Well, you just got to know that that's what that happens. So you need to run it at lower speeds or let it rest once in a while.
I have been using trolling motors for 100 years. This is the first I've heard of that.
Well, because we didn't have the input of lithium battery.
Right.
I mean, we're bringing in a pallet of lithium batteries every other week. So lithium is really popular right now. Long time on a charge, and so it works good. But it depends on what you have for equipment. If it's a brand new boat and new motors and all this kind of stuff, and it's got brushless, and even though lithium's a little more expensive, in the long term it's cheaper because they warranty those batteries for 12 years unconditionally. So it's not prorated, so it's a pretty good deal. So for the long term, it's just fine, but up front, it's a little bit of a panic when you see the price.
Mine are the green batteries.
Yeah.
Does that mean anything?
Our number one selling battery, SMRs. Yep.
Are they brushless?
Well, the batteries aren't.
I mean the motor.
Yeah.
Another thing I have to worry about that I won't worry about. I'll forget all about it, and we'll have a fire under the boat.
You won't have a fire, but the motor might if you run at high speed. But you and I probably fish a little differently. We're not going to sit out 4-foot waves and have our motor on the highest thing and bounce in the waves. We just don't do it anymore.
No.
But younger people do. Guys in tournaments do.
Yes.
But, I like to go have fun. I work real hard all the time, and when I get to go somewhere, I like to just, have fun and just fish. That's why it's just fun to have equipment to play with and that fun playing with the depth sounders and stuff. Probably I do fishing, but I like that.
Yes.
I like that stuff. And I'm old, right? But I just get the biggest kick out of all this new equipment compared to what I grew up on. We've talked about before.
Yeah.
Up on a flasher, right?
Yeah.
And I bought it over from Marv Kep in Itzpaw, and he told me at the time, he says, go out and learn how to use your depth sounder, leave your rods at home. I still give that advice to everybody who hasn't really run a sounder. Leave your rods at home and go out in the lake where you know things are and look at it, and then you'll learn how to run that depth sounder really quick. Well, now here we are with picture machines, front viewing sonar, all this kind of stuff. I mean, in 50 years, it's nuts where it's west. It's just nuts.
Yep. I remember Marv Kep's place on the side of the road, the highway that goes north out of Brainerd from Paul Bunyan land. Yep. He knew everything you needed to know.
Yep, in that area, and he had all those musky baits hanging along the rafters and and so you could come in and say, I want to try that musky bait. He'd sell it to you, and then you could come back a week later and say, I want to put that back. Can I try that one there? And for $1 or $2, he'd let you take another bait. And these are old hand-carved. I mean, today they're probably worth $200-300 a piece, But they were old hand-carved musky baits at the time. So it's a pretty neat deal. I see him once a year, sometimes twice, but I see him for once a year for sure. And go over for the Hall of Fame thing. So he's still around, and it's a good guy.
How's he doing?
Good for a guy that's in the 80s,
Oh, all of that. He and my wife's uncle, I forgot his first name now, John, they fished together when they were kids.
Really?
And I want to say he might have been very involved in the day the muskies went crazy on Winnie?
Winnie or Leach?
Oh, maybe Leach, yeah. There's a picture of a bunch of guys standing there with all these muskies, and the two younger guys were those two that I mentioned. And if I get this right, but he was very important in the Linder family.
Yeah, that whole group. I mean, they all grew up together.
Yeah. Geez, thanks talking old time with us.
Yeah, for sure.
So what are we using for walleyes, say, at the ALS tournament on Island Lake or down at the harbor?
You'll still see the average person running minnows. Sometimes a little bigger minnows, because the fish are a little bigger this year than usual, because those big spawners have just finished, right? So they're still fairly shallow. So we're seeing lots of small suckers, bigger shiners, bigger chubs, and then guys and gals that know how to use swim baits and crank baits are running the bigger stick baits too. So that's pretty big thing. Big plastics, 5-inch plastics this year instead of 2s and 3s. So bigger plastics. Of course, the people on the bass reefs for the smallmouth in that contest are going to be running some big plastics. And so it'll be an interesting fishery this year with the wind and everything the way it is. But I'm thinking we're going to see some big fish. The Twin Ports walleye, the fish were huge. There was 10 fish that were in excess of 30 inches caught. I mean, it's a lot of big fish this year.
How do we know what colors of a lure to select on a given day?
Tradition will tell you a little bit, but darker water this time of year. If it's in the front of the river mouths and it's dark, we're going to see a lot of metallic colors or brighter colors, but lots of metallic because the fish are still cold. And when the water starts to warm up, then we'll go to greens and stuff. I think a lot of the bass people will be running pumpkin colors and things like that, watercolor colors, that type of thing. We'll see if there's turbidity in the water, and there isn't much right now. We don't have a lot of weed growth up. It's going to be interesting to see where this all goes in the next month and a half. We're going to get big weed growth. We're going to have a seed at the same time, or is everything going to be rolled back a month because the weather was so cold? So that means the lakes won't go to seed till September instead of in August. So we're all talking about it. Like, what do we order? Because they're not impossible to get, but things are hard to get. You have to wait. So you don't get things right now. If you order stuff, you don't get it in 2 days. You might get it in a week, maybe 2 weeks. Okay. Because the factories are behind. A lot of the distributors that we had are gone. They've folded up. So the industry is changing. It's going back to the way it was probably in the 80s. So we have to adjust accordingly. So we're buying as much stuff as we can get our mitts on and getting ahead of it. But you really don't know, overall what's going to happen as the season goes on. So you just make your best guess. And so Matt will tell you that, and Johnny will tell you that. Everybody that handles lots of tackle will tell you it's a really guessing game this year. So but that's okay. For me, it's part of the fun. Trying to figure it out.
Yeah, Uncle John, who I mentioned there with. A minute ago, he had a small rowboat, maybe a 3 or 4 horse, 5 horse motor. He would lay out on one empty bench seat 5 or 6 lures, all different colors. And that didn't work. He'd go to the next one and the next one until bingo. Makes sense.
Yeah, I think so. It's the way you do it. And when you find something that works, there's 2 things that all the pros will tell you. You never move away from fish you're catching to see if there's more somewhere else. If you're on the fish, you stay put, and you never change colors because you want to see if something else works. If it's working, you stick with it. And then after the contest is done, if you want to go play, go ahead. But when the contest is on, never move off the fish and never change the color. That's it. Until they stop biting, then you can go move.
We're talking money here. The money's on the line. Don't mess around.
Well, and pride. There's not a lot of money in the LS tournament. There's pride to say he won. There's pride in winning. So that's what we do.
Yeah, and pride with the little kid that's sitting next to you.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, this is fun. Thank you. Oh, my wife clipped out something, and I wish I could read it. My eyes are cruddy again today. About St. Louis River in the 70s. Remember how of course you do because you lived out there, when they cleaned it up. 20,000 dump truck loads of timber taken off the bottom of the St. Louis River out by Morgan Park.
Yep. Well, and part of it was because of things. Part of it was because they wanted to clean it up, but a lot of it was taken out by people. Those pillars in the old bridges were made out of some kind of redwood. And I can't remember or red pine or something. And I had a friend that was pulling those timbers off the bottom. Those timbers were underneath the water for 15 years, 20 years, and they came out and sawed it into 2x4s. It was still in good shape.
Wow.
And so they were hauling dump trucks, and they had excavators and stuff, and they were just pulling stuff out of there like crazy. They made a ton of money on it. They went over to Superior with it, built a sawmill, and sawed it into dimensional lumber. It was quite the deal. They made a lot of money at it at the time, and they got paid. They were sort of a double whammy because they got paid to get it out of there, and they got paid when they sold the lumber. So the lumber then belonged to them. So it was actually a moneymaker for them. Where a lot of that stuff is just a living, but they actually made some really decent money at it.
When we were driving in today, I was reading that little story, and I remember the first time I went down there, 70-something, the river stunk pretty bad, and I think I lasted a half hour before I left and forgot all about it for several years until, the news story said it's been cleaned up, and I went down there. I didn't recognize that water. It was so beautiful.
I went to work for Eddie Drill in 67, 68, and foam would come down the river. It smelled terrible. I think I've told you before, I got some stuff in a cut and ended up getting this disease all over my body. I had to paint my body with silver nitrate to kill it. And then WLSD came in. That year we had this huge flood. Said they pushed us ahead 20 to 30 years. And 2 years later, we were fishing walleyes, big ones, and they looked pretty healthy, so it was good.
I remember taking a couple home and filleted them and then threw them away. They were pretty bad.
Yeah, you couldn't stand the smell.
No.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
Different story today.
Sure is. We are very fortunate. What's new at Marine General?
Well, lots of stuff, lots of new colors. We've got a lot of lures that are hard to get, like Selmo lures. We got a bunch of those. The Selmo plant closed up in Poland. We don't realize how close everything is in Europe, and so they could hear the bombs getting dropped on Kyiv and things like that. They shut that plant down and moved it somewhere to South America or something, we think, but they have not built a lure since they did that. They're still getting things going, so we have lots of Selmos in stock right now, but I had a guy come in yesterday that bought just a pile of them because you can't get these baits hardly anywhere, especially in the 12 or the Wacky 12. So that's a real popular bait all over the country. We have a lot of special colors we had painted in those too, and so we've got them. And so we're in pretty good shape. We've got all the kayaks on sale. We've got 20% off life jackets, 20% off sun shirts. Last year at this time we were scrounging for sun shirts. This year we didn't have much warm weather, so that's just beginning. So we have a real good selection. We got ski tubes out because away from Lake Superior it's starting to warm up pretty good. So we've got all that stuff out, and we're getting ready for Father's Day. So here we go. Lots of specials throughout the store. All the electronic specials, Humminbird, Lowrance, will go away on the 24th of June, so you got a little bit of time there. Most of the specials on Garmin are going away, but they're going to leave a couple in place for us. So we should be in pretty good shape there until the 4th of July anyway. So there's still some good deals out there, and they're extending them out, but they claim as they get toward the 1st of July, they're going to shut them down. And of course, we've talked about it before, the tackle industry really is done with their year, July 1st, and they reset, and that becomes 2027 for them. So that's what they're doing. They're moving a lot of stuff through. ICAST is in Florida, like the 14th of July, and that's where they introduce all the new stuff, and then they're on to 2027. So off we go. You
are the Marv Kep of Duluth.
I'm old. That's why.
Thank you very much, Russ.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Excellent chat. Wow. Dave, do you fish? You fished as a kid in Wisconsin.
I used to as a kid. Yeah, I haven't been fishing since.
Why'd you give it up?
Didn't have the patience for it, I guess. Too much sitting around and not that much catching.
I can see that. Yeah, you got ants in your pants.
Yeah, that's it.
All right,
we'll take a break and be right back. More of the Fishing Frenzy here on KDAL.
KDAL Duluth Superior, 930. Pat Kukol, good morning at Superior Shooters.
Good morning on this beautiful day.
It is. It really is. Hang on for the winds tomorrow, but get out there today.
Oh, God, it's great. It's great. We were just looking at at our table. We have a little table that we have, and we had Benelli's on there, and we said, well, what gun do you think of? It's spring. Which is kind of strange, but we are a gun store. Yeah. So usually it's rim fires, it seems like, for a variety of reasons. The varmints are out, and then target shooting is in. And so for some reason, spring rimfires, rifles, I think about that. The people, one problem with rimfires that's prevalent is sometimes people will come in and say this, whatever it is, a handgun or especially semi-automatic rifles or even some bolt actions are not shooting well or they're jamming. But all rimfires are notoriously fussy eaters.
Why?
It's because of the way because of the difference in manufacturing the 22s, the rimfire ammunition themselves, the way they're designed. So, some are wax lubed, some aren't. There's a little bit difference in length. But the priming, it's kind of a technical thing, but it boils down to the ignition is less uniform because it's the priming compound. So there's always an answer, though. And the answer is you have to try different types of ammo.
Ah.
And I know that, yeah. And invariably, I would say 90% of the time, this problem can be solved easily with just changing up your ammo. And it's not even that one brand is better than the other brand. Yeah. It's just that your particular rimfire just likes to eat one kind, like Winchester CCI, and that's just the way it is. It's definitely when someone brings a rimfire anything in, that problem can be solved simply by changing your ammo over. And most people are aware of it, and some people aren't. But it's just one of those facts of life. And of course, rimfire rifles are scoped or not scoped, or you can put a red dot on them, and it's relatively inexpensive to shoot. And there's all kinds of fun targets to shoot at, whether they be moving or not. So that's it's always a nice. We definitely see an increase in sales in rimfire rifles and even handguns in the spring.
Most of my targets were, well, how do I say this? Campbell soup cans.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, when you hit it, it bounced and made a ting noise.
Yeah, they make these cool targets now. They're made of some type of plastic vinyl, but they're self-healing. And like there's a little gopher there, and it's orange, and you hit it, and it flops over and goes back, but it self-heals, so you can shoot at it about 1,000 times before you have to get rid of it, and you don't have to go down. It's always fun to hear something go bang or fall over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of it. That's for sure. The introduction of the metal targets, even in centerfire rifle, was a huge deal. A lot of now, if you're not, how can I say this, not all concerned with like 1/8-inch groups or something like that.
Yeah.
You're deciding they use the gongs, a gong that's maybe 6 inches, and to kind of get into the program as to where that gun's shooting, and it works really well. It really does. So, yeah, but there's nothing wrong with Campbell soup cans.
They're cheap.
They're cheap. Recycling, it's all good.
Yep. And they don't go that far even if you hit them good.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's you don't see many sand pits now anymore, but they that used to be the thing too, for sure. Fortunately, we have a nice variety of ranges now in the area. At least we do, anyhow, which makes life a little easier for people that either aren't in the country, but they Fish and Game League they have for handgun and 25, 50, 100, 200, 300-yard ranges, and they supply everything, the targets and the benches and everything, and that's nice.
I remember down on Grandpa's farm. Here we go again, right?
That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
You always knew you hit it, the can, because it would bounce, and then now it's in a different spot. So we just follow it down the whatever, the dirt road or the woods. And that was, to me, that was hunting.
Yeah, exactly. That's absolutely right. So did you have an air gun? Did you have a BB gun?
I did have a BB gun. Still do.
Still, yeah.
In fact, I got it at Spear Shooters. Air rifle.
Yeah, air rifle. Yeah,
my soup cans would last forever because I always missed them. So
well, that's handy.
They just stay there all summer long.
What? Tomato?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, tomato. Yeah, it's the air guns there. That's a whole other topic. Of course, you can spend $2,000 on an air gun now.
What?
Yes, easily. We have a whole. In fact, we received an estate here, and the person was really into those high-end air guns, almost European style, and it's a niche here. You don't see much of it here. Of course, you can use them for hunting now. I mean, larger scale hunting, and easily $1,000, $2,000 air guns. It's not something you run across all the time, but it's out there. It's out there, and not your usual. Most people like the 177s or even the 22 pellets, and you can get a really good air gun now for a really good one for $150, $200, enough for what probably you want to use it for. I don't know anybody who doesn't have one stuck around somewhere.
Yeah.
You still have Red Riders in stock?
I try. They're hard to get. I do. I had kind of forgotten about it. I was embarrassed I didn't have one. I had to order some Red Ryder. And of course, I'm a faithful every Christmas. I watch every Christmas. Yeah.
Yep.
Drive my husband crazy. So I can't watch.
Great show.
It's a great show, isn't it?
That has got to be a spark for the shooting supply company every Christmas.
Right.
Yeah, it is. It's so traditional, and most of it is so real. It's just it brings back a lot of memories. My brother, I was saying he has a BB gun, and of course he was shooting at something metal, and it came back and hit me right in the knee.
Oh, good.
And I was sworn to secrecy.
And here we are on the radio telling thousands.
Don't you tell anybody.
Yeah.
I won't.
Okay, now, wait a minute. We're talking about Superior Shooter Supply. Where are you to be found?
We're on the corner of Ogden and Winter Street. We're open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday and 9 to 5 on Saturday, and we're just here to help you out.
And you sell eye protection.
Yes.
Thanks, Pat.
And knee protection, yeah.
That was fun. Thank you very much. Oh, man. Wow, look at the time. We got to scoot here.
All right.
It's 9:38.
We'll be back.
And quickly we head up Rice Lake Road. Johnny, good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Busy place right now.
Oh, it's been some nice waves of people coming through. We got a lot of people pre-fishing for the ALS fishing contest tomorrow, and then, of course, tomorrow we're going to be busy with everyone on their way up to it. So,
what are they getting for baits?
Lots of leeches going out the door now.
Yep, good.
There's lots of leeches, lots and lots of crawlers. I have to keep on repacking and spend the whole day playing with them guys. And a lot of the tournament guys, they're really looking for shiners. And with the help of Matt over at Fisherman's Corner, we've located a nice batch of spot tails that we were able to have for this weekend, and so it's nice to have some shiners on board, especially if you're going to go tournament fishing.
The bigger minnow, the better?
Sometimes, and sometimes those little guys work pretty good too.
Yeah, that's true.
Cousin Rick's been out trapping for us, getting us some rainbow chubs, and he's been getting a lot of those little yellow ones that are not much bigger than a crappie minnow, but people have been buying them up and doing good on them too. So
yeah, that's
a lot of good bait available.
Yep, we had some nice hits on the yellow shiners too, or whatever they're called, yellow rascals.
The rainbows.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man. Any big fish coming through this past week?
I've been hearing a lot of catch and release on some big ones coming off of Island and a lot off of Fish Lake. So
good.
There's definite fish being caught. That water's warming up. The bugs are just beginning to hatch, and everything in the fish world has went from kind of a slow, quiet start to a hard, rapid boil.
Oh, good. Hey, what are your hours at Charlestrom's on Rice Lake Road?
Bait shop opens up every morning at 6, closes at 8, and archery opens up at 9, closes at 8, and then we close 1 hour early, 7 o'clock on Sundays.
My dock boy will be stopping by in a couple hours.
Fantastic.
Thanks, Johnny. Good luck today.
Oh, you bet.
Bye-bye. See ya. Well, we better take a break. We'll be back with more.
Time now for a Natural Resources Minute, brought to you by the Minnesota DNR.
Minnesota's outdoor community is right here. Whether you're a lifelong hunter, a weekend hiker, an avid angler, wildlife lover, or someone who just needs a quiet spot by the lake or a place to get away and camp, there's something here for you. We believe the outdoors is for everyone. and we're here to help you stay connected to it. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn for fishing reports, park updates, wildlife news, and conservation stories from across Minnesota. We'll see you outside.
For more information, visit mndnr.gov or call 888-646-6367. This has been a Natural Resources Minute from the Minnesota DNR.
You're listening to KDAL's Fishing Frenzy with Rick Jordan.
Dave Strandberg, too. 9:45 on KDAL.
And Dave Miller, too.
Dave Miller, top of the morning.
Well, good morning, Dave. Good morning, Rick. And good morning, everybody out there. What a gorgeous day.
You're at Northwest Outlet in Superior.
We are. Yeah, we are. Kind of just got back into town from Iron River. The water's 65 degrees out there already, and sun was shining, Mary was rolling, and it was just a gorgeous morning, I'll tell you.
Well, it's going to get a little more windy tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. That's always something that she's watching. And but it's early in the morning, and so many times it lays down. That's always been the nice part about going to Isle Royal this time of the year, because it might blow during the day, but it usually lays down overnight, and you get up early and you get going, and then in the fall, the northwesterlies start, and they just keep blowing.
Hey, do you take your own boat out to the island, or are you taking the pay per mile thing?
I take my own boat, and I mean, it's ranged anywhere from a 17-foot Boston whaler or an 18-foot Lund to a 24-foot welded aluminum boat.
Wow!
And those are the best ways to go. You can get into all those little spots.
Yeah.
And really kind of enjoy the whole thing.
Do you camp there or stay in hotelage?
Oh no, we depends on the boat size, but if the boat's small, we have tents and stuff, and otherwise the boat is cozy enough to be home.
Oh, wow.
How long would it take your little red rented rowboat to get there?
Well, it depends on the size of the motor.
Oh no, that's a rowboat.
Yeah, the rowboat. Well, let's see. It'll take her about 5 hours.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wow.
And an east wind, and you get there later in the month.
Never mind.
Some good deals at Northwest Outlet?
Oh, gosh. The store is looking absolutely great with all of the summer kind of stuff, the shorts, the zip-off pants, the SPF tops, and of course, it's always for us, it's the sweatshirts and stuff, because everybody comes up from away from the lake, and it was 80, but now it's 55. So we always have a good selection of that. But then all of the summer smart wool socks, darn tough socks, and sandals and rubber boots, and I mean the store is just full of summer stuff. And then all the tents and the sleeping bags and the stoves, the cookware, the freeze dried food. It's everybody's just getting really wound up now, and the kids are going to be out of school, and look out, here they come.
Well, you're the outside store here in the Twin Forts. Where are you located?
We are 1814 Belknap, right at the bottom of the viaduct coming from the Bong Bridge. And, folks, whatever you need for summertime fun, staying warm, having fun, check us out. It is tick season, so make sure you're checking for those darn ticks. And watch the kids in the water. It's still kind of cool, but hopefully they'll have fun. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend.
10-4. Hey, we're back on the Frenzy. Getting close to about 9 minutes before 10. Does that sound good, Dave?
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Okay. Yep. I'm just kind of guessing there.
We missed out on John Jones at Snowbird Willie's, but keep in mind, John is there, and he does all your boat canvassing.
He's kind of busy right now.
Apparently so.
Get to the phone. But, yeah, the canvas and the aluminum welding.
Oh,
aluminum welding's a tricky thing.
Really? Okay.
And don't try that at home in your driveway. Take it to Snowbird Willie's on Rice Lake Road, just a little bit before you turn off to Island Lake.
All right.
On Rice Lake Road.
Actual address, if you need it, to put into your computer, is 6660 Rice Lake Road.
Thank you. I couldn't read mine. Very good.
All right.
Oh, boy.
We got Matt King on the phone.
Matt King, good morning. We're just talking about you with Russ Francisco.
I hope all good things.
It was, yeah, it was great.
That wasn't too convincing.
Well, Johnny mentioned you, too.
John Chelmsford.
The two of you are getting together on minnows or something.
Yeah, I got some spot-tail shiners for us. And
okay.
Yeah.
Where does one go and say, I think I'll go get some spot-tail shiner? Where do you go?
Well, I didn't go get them. A minnow dealer brought them in from Leech Lake. And so it's pretty late this year, actually, that they're starting to run. And he gave me a call, and I was worried we weren't going to even get any this year, but they came through for us. And so, we got spot-tail shiners, and so that's a good thing. And people are just in time for the ALS contest and the MTT contest that's going on down at the river. So good weekend to get them.
Island Lake, we've been fishing up there a lot since the opener. And, we get a few walleyes, some good size, some were, a 30-inch walleye is nothing to sneeze at, right?
Nice fish, yeah.
This was in 16 to maybe 28 feet of water. They should be moving a little deeper right now, shouldn't they?
Well, what were you getting for a water temp?
57.
Okay, so that water temp is really that's come up then pretty fast over the last week or so. Then I would guess, right?
Yeah,
because it was pretty cold.
It was around 47 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I would think, though, with that water temp like that, I would think those fish would still hang in some, in that 12-foot range or so. I don't expect them to go down too deep yet. That water at 57 degrees, that's not really that warm. It'd be really cold to us still if we jumped in.
Yeah, well, we're hot-blooded.
Yeah. But, no, I mean, if you were getting them, that kind of actually surprises me that they were that deep already.
Really?
But, yeah, I don't know. Some people have been getting some fish, I know, shallower than that on a lot of different lakes. There's been a lot of pre-fishing on Island Lake this last week. I know that. But some guys have been telling me they've been catching fish in shallower than that. So... yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just depends, I guess, where the feed is, too, right?
Oh, for sure.
That's where they're going to go for.
For sure.
But that's good to hear that you're getting fish, and the reports that I've been getting now has been pretty steady for the area lakes. Island, fish, where else? The river has been good. So I've been hearing pretty good results, and the bait sales that we're doing is pretty good to show for that, I would say, because we're selling quite a bit of bait. Mm-hmm. So, things are picking up.
So what kind of bait would you suggest, or do we just take all three?
Well, it's never a bad idea to have three, but that's coming from a bait salesman. But right now, we're selling a lot of minnows. Yeah. As you know, first part of the season is minnows are the highest sales. Right. We'll transition over to a crawler, and leeches are pretty much all year round, I would say. As long as we can keep them, people will use them, and they have good luck on them. So right now, though, I would say we're seeing more people the minnows are our number one seller, as it always is, right? But I would probably right now, I really like shiners this time of the year. I like, we got rainbow chubs too. Those are good. But your regular chub is a good minnow. For walleyes, I would say you couldn't go wrong with any of those three. And then, throwing in your crawlers and your leeches, I like to use a leech. I think I've talked about this before. I like leeches because I think they're tougher. They can handle a bite, and they don't get robbed as easy.
That's true.
Yeah, so that's one of my things I like to use. I like leeches. but sometimes they bite better on a minnow or a crawler. So it just depends on the time frame. But as the water warms up more and more, we'll go more towards leeches and crawlers, that's for sure.
Right. Are you using Lindy rigs now?
I haven't been out, but if I was, I would be using some Lindy rigs. I also have that, computer sonar now. So
you do. Good for you.
I'd be probably pitching some jigs and stuff too. So
yeah.
It changes the way you fish if you really want to, right?
But, it sure does.
Yeah. So, but you know what? There's still there's something, trolling Lindy rigs with spinners and different things is a good way to find fish, and you can sometimes they like a little bit better, different presentation than just a jig.
It does distract you from moving around a lot, I think, when you're looking down at all that action.
That's the thing. I think you do less fishing when you have those than when you don't, because then you're searching and you're trolling and you're looking at your maps and you're studying structure. And I had this conversation with a customer the other day, and he has live scope too, but he said, you know what, I still do a lot of Lindy rigging and stuff like that, and studying of the structure and where these fish are and stuff. And, it still does a good job, study your structure to know where to go, and then when you get there, if you want to use your live scope a little bit. But it's still, it's an advantage if you read ahead and kind of pre-plan, hey, get some structure here I want to check out, or I got a, there's a hump sunk at 20 feet there, So it still does good to look at your map and look at the lake and kind of read the lake, right?
We're coming to the anniversary of my 10-pound walleye caught in Pike Lake, just a few blocks from your store. Father's Day, it was Father's Day, yeah.
Oh, that's a nice fish, and it sounds like you already got a 30-incher this year, so that's pretty dang good.
I don't know. I'm not going to quit, though. There's bigger.
No, you guys have a good, keep at and keep going, and we'll come on up here and check everything out. We're bringing in, I just ordered some more new products yesterday, so we're going to bring in some more small tackle brands. So come on in, check it out. We'll get you set up for the walk.
Matt King, thank you very much. Fisherman's Corner, Pike Lake.
Have a good weekend.
See ya. Thank you, Dave.
Hey, you bet. We'll do this again next week. How about that?
Okie doke.
And stick around right after news from NBC.
Huh?
Yes.
What?
That'll be new for you.
What?
Well, it'll be Bruce Iskey here on KDAL.